So I did my project on our last and final chapter in our story, which is how can I close the gap? So strategy number 7, which is about tracking, reflecting on, and sharing your learning. So students can keep track of their learning. We do this because we're celebrating them moving on in a positive direction. And as long as there's hope in their progress and they're going to continue to strive, it helps them link their effort and their improvement together. So one way to do this is record an assignment and assessment information. So each entry that they do should link to the learning target. So this was an example from our book on how your students can track their progress per assignment. This is another way that students can track their progress. This one was specifically for mathematics. What they did here is that they have each of their standards. They date at the bottom when they were going to achieve that standard, and how well they also think they did with it. Again, this is a different type of tracking form that's basically with reading, and on the sides they have the date, the target is listed at the bottom, and then they're tracking and going along with when their improvement is showing and graphing that information. Another way is to keep learning journals. So they are just journaling basically about their thoughts, their insights, their observations, their likes, their dislikes, their progresses, their strengths, their areas of improvement. This can be in a video, journal, or even a notebook. This is a way for students to use it into a journal. So they can do a dialogue journal. So basically they're just writing down what it is that they're thinking. And then learning jog. So again, they're just writing down records of things that they're learning over time. You can also collect evidence in a portfolio. So this could be in a hard copy, this could be in a binder, they could make it electronically. And this really helps your students practice being organized and really helps their responsibility out. So different types of portfolios. You have a growth one, and that's just to show their growth towards a learning goal. You have a project portfolio, so about a specific target. Achievement, we have competence, and we have celebration. Celebration is my favorite because it showcases all of their best work. In the front of each portfolio, you could have different cover sheets, basically to explain the date of when this happened, the learning target they're going after, what it shows about their learning, and why they chose to show that in their portfolio. So a word about comparisons. The book really talks about comparisons and making sure that you're not comparing student A to student B, because it creates winners and losers in your classroom, which again, we know that that will not strive our growth mindset and really support our students. Another way is to have your students reflect on their learning. So they should be revisiting progress that they made over time. They should be looking back over their evidence and deciding what have they learned, how did they learn it, what worked, and what didn't work. So in their growth, like I said, they should be comparing what they used to know and what they now know and what they can do. So a sentence starter that we provided here is, I become better at, I used to, but now I. So here's an example from the book. So I become better at volleyball, I used to, and now I can do this. It's a great way for your students to really reflect on their learning and where they have grown from the start. A before and after example. So I become better at blank. My before picture, so what does it look like? And my after picture, what does it look like in the finish? I really like this example, especially for my grade, which is second grade. It's a good primary example. This is more in depth. Again, this is my before picture. In the next box, it's my after picture. What does it look like after you've grown? And then also supporting with evidence. I absolutely like that. Love that, because we are always practicing citing evidence. You can also have them create a project. And so in projects, it offers them opportunities for self-awareness and metacognitions. They think about the steps that they're taking and what skills did you develop during this project? What did you like most about that project? And then their achievement on that. So if they're looking at all of their achievement, they're able to say, what did I learn? How did I do this? What could I change about what I did? What should I remember to do it again? Because when they look at their achievement, they're able to do it again. They should also be reflecting on themselves as a learner. So what helps me as a learner? What gets me my way as a learner? What are things that are difficult for me? What is it difficult then that is now easy? How did it happen? What did I do to look like it? And students should always be sharing their learning. So they can share it by writing, just in simple logs to their families, or they can do it in student-led conferences. So that can be with a parent, or it can be just yourself and the teacher. Thanks, everyone.